Yo, what's up, everyone? This is Brendan, aka Skull the Wolf, and just doing a video dream log actually. And I haven't done one of these in a while, but I just wanted to do one real quick because I just had like super, really crazy, vivid dream not too long ago, like within the last hour. I woke up this morning. I was up for a little bit, went back to sleep, and then like within that time, like had like it's like super crazy dream, and I'm kind of like I was like, do I really need to share this? Like, is this really something to share? But just like the vividness of it, and like the emotion of it is just really peculiar. So, I guess I'll share that. I'll share that, and then I'll just sort of like bring you guys up to speed on a couple other updates happening, with like what I'm doing with the paradigm shift community and some of the things happening there. But yeah, this dream, it was crazy. And of course, for those of you who have seen in the past, I've done lots of video dream logs, so feel free to go back and check out past ones if you haven't seen them before, um, because they're kind of timeless in themselves. But yeah, like in this dream, I'll sort of just play it out for you, because there are some like peculiar things that happened, just in terms of like dream patterns, so to speak. But it started off, I was like inside of kind of a restaurant, or I was like inside like a restaurant that had like sort of an apartment door built into it, and I was there and I was waiting for a friend. I was waiting, and they were supposed to show up, and they weren't showing up. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get some food. And then there was like a cafeteria like inside like this main lobby that I was in. So I like got some food. Then I was like opening up like my computer and stuff. So it was very, very realistic, very something that I would be doing normally. Like I had like my laptop in my backpack and stuff, and so then all this stuff was happening. And then I was just chilling out, and then I was like, okay, like I don't think my friend's like showing up. Like for whatever reason, my friend's like not showing up. I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. I'll just see where the wind takes me, kind of thing, you know. And that's again like so kind of my attitude of what it would be like if it was like actually that situation that I was going through. So then it got crazy because I like a storm started, basically like a crazy storm started, and it started off like kind of like calm, but then it started building up. And then I like looked outside, and there's like this crazy like tornado, like huge, like like massive, like wide. And I was kind of right over where this area in my neighborhood is. It was like a mall. I was kind of looking at the mall, Masonville Mall, which is it's called Masonville Mall because it was like built by Masons or something. Doesn't matter. So it's got like a pyramid roof on it and stuff. Like actually, uh, so then like this crazy like tornado was like happening, crazy lightning, and part of why I'm sharing this is just because it was like super visceral, super real. And then like I went back inside and I was like trying to like grab all my stuff with like my backpack, and then there was like another guy who like understood what was happening, and then we like ran outside out like the back door of this apartment, and then I just remember like running out the back door of apartment, like running like a 20 meters and turning around and just looking back and just like seeing like this crazy amount of like destruction and like kind of like apocalyptic, like when I say apocalyptic, I mean like in the class, not in the classic sense, in kind of like the modern sense of like destruction and stuff like that. And then I was like, whoa, whoa, like what the hell is going on? And then it's sort of like, I remember, yeah, I just remember looking, and there's just like so much stuff going on. And then eventually it sort of like stopped. And then I like went back inside, and then I was like, it, it was weird because like it was as if it happened, but it didn't happen. And then there was like other people there, and then I just remember like going outside the front door after like being inside for a minute, and like everything was normal again. And I was like, oh, okay, like I guess that tornado didn't actually happen. I guess I was just like imagining that. That was just like purely like like it was just like oh that was just a dream. Like that didn't actually happen. That was just like me like imagining that. So I was like, oh, okay. But then I was like, no, no, like something, like there's more to that, like something, like I think there's something happening and not everyone's seeing it. And then like that's like kind of what it felt like, as if like I could see that there was like something crazy going on, but then there was like other people walking around and they couldn't see it. And then I went outside and I was like walking, and then I ran into someone I know, someone very specific, and like this is where like it's kind of personal, and you know, with dreams, like it's not necessary to share every dream, and that's why I was kind of hesitant to share this one. But just like the vividness of it, and it's not like that long. There's only like a little bit more to it. Um, but I saw, like, she was walking the other way, my girlfriend from Once Upon a Time, and she was like talking on the phone to, like, you know, her current boyfriend at the time and stuff like that. And it's cool and everything, and we're like really good friends and stuff still. And then I like ran up to her and I was like, hey, like, do you see what's going on over there? Like, do you see, like, and I'm like pointing to the mall, and like the mall's like fine right now. Like, it doesn't look like it got hit by a tornado at all. And she's like, no, like, you know, like, Brendan, what do you know, like, I no, I don't see what you're talking about and stuff. But then at this point, I was just like, I was like so overwhelmed. I was like, I literally just like, in my dream, I was like, I like kind of like went down on one knee. I was like trying to like catch my breath, and I was like down there, and she was like right next to me. She was like kind of like comforting me and stuff like that. And I just remember like holding on to her hand, and I was just like literally just like as if I had just like survived like some sort of like crazy trauma. And then I was like, it was like this crazy like I don't understand like what's happening, like, because it felt like, you know, if when you're in a dream, it feels like really real. And this was like kind of a nightmare, which again, like, I don't really have nightmares that often. Very rarely do. But then like the next thing that happened was, like, it happened again, but it wasn't like a tornado this time. It was like crazy like volcanic type stuff, and like out of like the mall like erupted. There was just like this huge amount of like fire and plume and stuff like that. And she could see it this time, and we were just like, holy crap, like, you know, like we have to like get out of here and stuff. And it was just like really emotionally heavy, really crazy. And we were just like running, and there was just like fire like exploding everywhere, and I could see the mall exploding. And I was like still like holding on to her hand as we were like running and stuff like that, like crazy stuff like out of like end of the world scenario. Which, just to give you like a bit of a reference, like when I was younger, I did have a lot of dreams about like the end of the world, crazy stuff like with volcanoes, like with asteroids, things like that. Like that, was just something that was like part of my dream space when I was growing up, and it's really interesting when you think about like what were the things that you dreamt about when you were younger. But it was really interesting because like the fact that I had like a lot of those dreams when I was younger, it sort of like put me through this fear at like a really young age, and then like eventually by the time I was like in my like early teens, fear was something I was like able to let go of. It was something I was able to process a lot differently, which is why like I think, you know, in retrospect and hindsight, like that's part of why I gave that experience to myself, to like put myself through these crazy traumatizing experiences for the purpose of like making me stronger without actually having to put me through like some sort of end of the world scenario, but like still being able to, like, having gone through the experience of it. Like, I remember when I was younger, just like having dreams of being in my bedroom and then like looking out like my window, and this is like really young, looking out my window, and I lived on a hill, so there was like a hill that went down, and then like seeing like an asteroid like hit off in the distance, and seeing like the explosion coming towards me and stuff like that, which is kind of similar because I just saw the Wolverine movie, and the opening scene is in like Nagasaki when they drop the atomic bomb, and it was kind of reminiscent of that, and it was really interesting to like see it on screen and everything. But anyway, so me and my girlfriend, and Once Upon a Time, we were running, and yeah, and it was just like super crazy and stuff like that. And like I just remember the colors, I remember the heat, like just like it looked like it was just like hellfire, just like exploding and stuff over there. And again, like it felt really real. I was like, this isn't a dream. Like there was no way this is a dream. Like we gotta, like, you know, survive this in some way or another. And then the crazy part that happened, is that like as I was running with her, and I saw these two guys who were walking past, and like they caught my eye, and they like looked like really like suspicious. They were like younger guys, and they kind of like looked like they were like gangsters, stereotypical gangsters, like, you know. And I say that kind of like, you know, like hoodlum type, you know, stereotypical movie type gangsters, baggy pants and stuff like that. And then like as I was walking past them, they like as I went past them, that's when they like pulled a gun on me. And I was just like, shit, like seriously, like really, is this gonna happen? Like, is this how it's gonna play out? And then like they pulled a gun on me, because at this point, you know, it's like end of the world type stuff, like people are going crazy, it's like a vigilante type thing. and then he takes a gun and I like try and like grab it, and I like grab it right here, and then he shoots me, and then I like basically like I get shot in my dream, which has happened before, and then I'm like down on the ground, and I'm just like fuck, and I just like remember like kind of like bleeding out, and then that's like basically like I had like a few moments to reflect and everything like that, and then I like woke up from there. And yeah, like that was like I woke up like just slightly after that, and like that was a dream. And then I tried to like I wrote down some stuff. Yeah, like crazy smoke and craziness. Um, yeah, and yeah, I mean, there's nothing here that I wrote down that I didn't just explain to you guys, and and then I woke up and then I tried to go back to sleep to see like if I would go back into it. Something did happen, but I can't fully recall what exactly happened when I went back to sleep. But anyways, that was just a crazy dream, and it's just something that like I think like it's I'm gonna remember that dream. Like, you know, like some dreams you just feel like you're gonna stick with. Like the vividness of what I saw in that dream, I was just like I can still see it, which is an interesting thing, right? Like where is this vision and taking place? You know, when you see things with your eyes, you're like looking outside of yourself, and then when you see things within a dream, like you're seeing things like on a projection inside of your mind, but you're still able to recall, you're still able to like use your imagination to pull back what it was that you saw within your dreams, which again goes back to this whole idea that dreams are very valuable in a sense, because even if they are imagination, they still produce an experience, and if the experience is something that you're responding to, then there is a potential to learn from it, which makes dreams real in the sense that the outcome results in learning something, or the outcome results in experiencing something. So like I'll probably, you know, like I'll just sort of I just take everything in stride. Like I'm not like freaking out or anything like that, but it was just like a really crazy dream. Obviously like I'm okay. Like kind of makes me like happy to be alive. It makes me sort of like count my blessings that there isn't some crazy tornado outside my room right now. There aren't like crazy volcanic plumes like exploding up from the ground and stuff like that. So like that sort of just makes me sort of like reflect on that. It's just like, yeah, you know, like I'm glad that's not the case. Um, yeah, so that was just a crazy thing, and again, me sort of telling you guys this helps me develop my own recall. I haven't had like a lucid, well, that was kind of a lucid dream, because I was like kind of like I understood the concept of dreaming within the dream. I was like, because it felt like I was like real, and then it felt like I was like seeing things in my dream, but I was like, oh no, like I wasn't actually seeing those things. I must have just been imagining them because I'm dreaming. But then I'm like, no, 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 like I don't think I'm dreaming. Like I think I'm actually seeing something that other people aren't seeing, and I need to like get people to see this. And then it became like super real. It became like more real, which is always an interesting thing with dreams, right? Sometimes dreams feel more real, but again, you know, like everything is equally unreal. It's all like what we choose to invest into it, how much attention we choose to give it, that makes it real when it comes back to us. When it like comes back, you know, we like put things out and they bounce off things and then they come back. So that's yeah, that was my dream. And again, I encourage you to write down your own dreams. Talk about your dreams. You don't always have to tell everybody about your dreams. Again, this is like kind of like a personal dream. It just, I don't know, just like the action behind it, just the uniqueness of it just made me feel like it was something to share. But yeah, just write down your dreams for your own sake, and just become more involved with them. You know, like if I were to like go in that situation again, like maybe next time, like I would like be able to do something where like I wouldn't get shot and die. Like, you know, I'd be like, nope, not today, and like spawn some like body armor, or like a space marine armor or something like that, and then like keep going or something. But yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys before I get on with my day. And in terms of other updates, for those of you who have been following my work for quite a while, I'm in the process of updating the Paradigm Shift Central website, and this is going to be a big thing. This is going to be like part of the implementation, setting things up for the next phase of community development. It's going to be really, 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 really awesome. Basically, the way how the website is going to be structured, that it hasn't been structured around before, is that it's going to remove dependency from the Facebook pages alone. Communities won't simply be functioning off of Facebook pages. Within Paradigm Shift Central, each community will have their own subpage. For example, paradigmshiftcentral.com/London or paradigmshiftcentral.com/Chicago/Connecticut/Austin. You know, those are some of the ones that the admins have been have been like keeping in contact me with. So there's a good core of Paradigm Shift communities that we're going to start like building the website around, and then that will set the foundations for others that want to get more involved. But the pages will like put people immediately in touch with the recognized admins for the page. It will put them in touch with the Facebook page, obviously. It will put them in touch with a news blog. It will put them in touch with a community event, community maps, and a discussion board, all within the website. And it will also link them into like browsing the journalists, the video journalists for each community, because that's another thing that this website is going to encourage. It's going to encourage, because this has been like my plan from the beginning. Like I've been doing this video journalism stuff because I want more people to do this video journalism stuff. I'm giving you an example of what one method is, what like one style is, and I want other people to either just like, you know, like create similar styles, create their own style, but to continue documenting this shift in consciousness from their perspective. So obviously, like I'm the video journalist for Paradigm Shift London, the primary video journalist, and then there's going to be other video journalists for each individual community, and you'll be able to find that through the page. So that will encourage them to have pride, basically have pride in the presentation of their page on their website, knowing that when they connect with people in their community, they can give them like the address, and they go to paradigmshiftcentral.com, find our subpage, and there you'll see like our meetings, you'll find our community events, you'll get in touch with us, and you'll see our videos. You know, so they want to be able to make it something that's going to be appealing to people when they first find out about it. So that will really, really, really help with community growth. The pillars that I sort of have up for the next phase are communication, organization, presentation, and documentation. So those 4 pillars, those are really like the main things that we're going to be focusing on. And again, these communities are physical communities, digital communities that encourage open-mindedness, healthy living, and the evolution of consciousness. So stay tuned for that. And then the website, that's just one side of the website. The rest of the website is going to be beefed up. The encyclopedia is going to be like operational. So again, if somebody you meet, you run into, you go, hey, check out the website. Check out the encyclopedia. If you're new to this stuff, there in the encyclopedia you'll like find out information related to terms like relating to like chakras and auras and dream exploration and crystals, or you know, vibrations. A lot of these like paradigm shifty topics that are quite popular, quite you know, coming to the surface. That's a lot of what this is. We're trying to make the information that was previously below the surface, that is coming up to the surface, more accessible, so more people can access it, so more people can understand it, so more people can engage with it, and so they can expand their perception and continue to understand more about their place within this reality and the potential within it. So yeah, that's the cool stuff, and people will also be able to order buttons through the website fairly effectively. We'll have like the button campaign like up and running. People will be able to order their paradigm shift buttons through there fairly effortlessly, and eventually we'll get like paradigm shift t-shirts and things like that. So and then that'll also have like a news feed on the main website for Paradigm Shift Radio and Paradigm Shift Central, and eventually for Paradigm Shift Central TV, which will be another project that we'll be evolving into, and I'll share more details with that as we get closer to it, as it becomes more as it crystallizes, because up here, that Paradigm Shift Central TV is like up here somewhere. So once it like gets closer to where we are in the you know, this dimension, then I'll be able to tell you more about it. But in the meantime, you guys know the Facebook pages, and of course, go watch the Journey to Lucidity movie if you haven't seen that yet. Facebook.com/Journey to Lucidity, and please contribute in whatever way you can to support my work. Obviously, like I'm doing this, I'm putting a lot of time and energy to it, and it is something that, you know, it's a volunteer in the sense that I'm doing it because it's my dharma. Like I'm doing it because I just got to do it. Like I'm drawn to do it in the same way I've been drawn to do like Paradigm Shift Radio, starting the community to begin with, creating these movies. Like no one tells me to do this stuff. Like I do it because I am pulled to do it, because I came here to do it, because I incarnated with the intention of doing a lot of this stuff, and then I just do it because I know that it's helping people, and I know that it's helping create the sandbox and the foundation for all of us to help people, because essentially that is like why we should be living our life, is to be able to make other people's lives happier, to be able to share that love, etc. So that's all for now. I'm going to go get some breakfast and put some pants on and get to work on the website. But hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was informational for you. And again, please, either tell people about the movie, share the movie, encourage them to donate to the movie funding campaign, or just donate directly to the GoFundMe pages that we got, gofundme.com/skullbabylon. They're all there. You guys all know. And any donation is greatly appreciated and helps keep me fed. So thank you for the support and all that. So, all right, guys, and here's this thing again. This thing's bomb. Awesome. Ancient artifacts. Okay, all right. You guys enjoy your day. Happy Friday, and stay tuned for more updates as things continue to unfold. So until next time, namaste. You're awesome. Have a beautiful day, and take care. Bye. Love you.